What's up, guys? Vinny here. Back day. The two things I'm working towards today is my front lever and my weighted pull-ups. I just finished a hypertrophy cycle just to build that back strength as a foundation before I went full tilt tackling my front lever. After warming up, I start my training with around 8 to 10 sets for either a full front lever or a straddle front lever hold for maybe around 5 seconds for as long as I can. Once I can no longer keep the shape, I go with the tuck and I do 3 hip to bar tuck front lever pulls. I do feel the strength difference after doing the small hypertrophy cycle prepping to really tackle my front lever. Full position was something I know my hips are still tight, but that was not even on the table for me maybe 2 months ago. Um, so yeah, very satisfied with strength progress there. Still a lot to go, obviously, but it's good to acknowledge and appreciate the process. Maintaining an open hip position with the feet together front lever is very difficult for me. And if you guys have tips, please let me know. I would greatly appreciate it. Here I've moved on to straddle. Same thing. Do maybe 5 second hold, pull hip to bar, tuck front lever afterwards. Just exhausting my lats. Yeah, progress with my front lever is slow, but I am feeling the progress with my approach. I'm gonna stick with it. I like to work the main skills at the beginning or the heavier lifts at the beginning of my sessions. So that's why I start with these front levers over here. Then I'm going to move on to my weighted pull-ups. A quick warm-up set here with just body weight. Again, a nice stretch from those lats. For my weighted pull-ups, the format is 5 by 5 with 45 pounds. I'm doing 5 sets of 5 reps right now with 45 pounds. Um, I will be honest, weighted pull-ups, I struggle with them. I do enjoy them, but I struggle with them a lot. I have long arms, big legs, a big butt, which doesn't do me any favors in terms of weighted pull-ups. Nonetheless, you shouldn't give yourself excuses. I truly do enjoy them. I want to increase my rep outputs and make this lift more consistent for me. I want to be able to do the sets up to 8 with 45 pounds, no problem. Today was a bad day, exceptionally bad day. I was struggling to get even over 3, but I think it was more due to the fact that my back and my lats were really tired from doing different levers. I would normally try to train them independently, but with my new work schedule, I have to cram everything together and you do what you can. We are entering the last set over here for my pull-ups. The last one, I like to do a burnout set, which is body weight, max out, see how many reps I can do. It's also a good indicator of how well that session went. Typically, I can do around 11 to 13, but today I didn't even hit double digits. I think I hit 9 over here, so my back was definitely gassed out after the front levers for this. It's interesting to see the difference between starting with the weighted pull-ups without having any levers before. Moving on to the accessory work, performing some single arm lat pull downs. As a person who trains one arm handstands both sides, I think it's very important to be mindful of the discrepancies between your right and left arm. I have been noticing, especially on my pull-ups, that my left side rises a lot slower than my right. If any of you guys encounter this problem as well,
Let me know how you approached fixing it, if you ever did fix it, or if you didn't bother. But I do know my left side rises a lot slower than my right.
I slow this clip down a little bit so you can see slight difference in the shoulder height. So that's why I put emphasis in training both sides over here, left arm, right arm. Hopes to evening that out a little bit more. But if any of you guys run across that problem, what advice would you have in terms of fixing it, or is it even worth addressing? But yeah, I'm trying to at least. I think it's important to not get those imbalances too exaggerated. It could create problems down the line. I want to avoid that as much as possible. And we are just wrapping up the back over here with some incline pullovers. I prefer, well, I've been preferring this more compared to the standing one. I think I can just isolate the lat a bit more. I'm not too concerned about how much hinging I'm doing. Am I rising up at the same time to get the maximum the lats? I just don't want to think about that. I just want to really feel and target the lat as much as I can. This setup for me has been a wonderful job. So yeah, let's wrap it up with a few sets over here. 3 sets of 10. Same thing with single arm lat pull down. 3 sets of 10 as well. So yeah, this wraps up my back section stuff. Then I move on to some dragon flags here, so I can spend some time, addressing the hip opening and really getting my abs conditioned for what's required for the computer. Here my hips are tight, so I just need a little stretch. But yeah, I do 3 to 5 reps, a couple of sets of dragon flag over here, and I just not really worried about how much reps I'm doing. Honestly, I've been doing a few attempts and then trying to improve my form more than anything else. Right now, I'm trying to figure out how to lead with my hip up, um, going back to the top of each rep. Going down, you know, push your hips to the sky and grab the heel from down and just brace that forward the best you can. I'm struggling, especially on the way up, to lead with the hips. It kind of hikes a little bit right there as I go back to the top. Yeah. At this point, this is basically the last exercise to wrap up my training session for my back and front lever. I've covered most of what I wanted to do for my back and accessory works I need to do to inch my way towards that full front lever over there. Obviously, a nice handstand finale over here just to boost my ego a little bit because I do excel a bit more on handstands than I do with other calisthenics and hand balancing movements. Alright, guys, that's it for today. I will catch you later.